Greetings, friends. This is Elizabeth Shermer with an intuitive reading for the Grids of Light on Friday, December 11th. Today's reading corresponds to today's new moon in Sagittarius, which occurred at 2:29 a.m. early this morning, December 11th. And the auspices of this new moon will carry forward for the coming 2 weeks until the full moon on December 24th, and actually create a theme for the entire coming month. Before I share the reading with you, I'd like to say a little bit about the energies of Sagittarius and specifically what the moon in Sagittarius brings. And in tarot, the month of Sagittarius corresponds to the card called Art, which I like to call Alchemy. In most decks, this card is called Temperance. And the word temperance refers to the tempering of steel, which means to create with the alchemy of fire and pressure or force to create a new kind of strength and resilience. The month of Sagittarius is the sign of mutable fire, which means a month of accessing your deepest creative fire and connecting to the underlying wisdom and knowledge and will and understanding that comes from that fire, and your ability to connect with the light and truth of who you are. So the image in this card shows the alchemy of fire and light, which is in another sense the connecting of your physical being with your spiritual being. Some call this the card of your connection to your holy guardian angel, to your higher self, and your ability to experience a more full embodiment of that being of light, who you are. So this is the overall gift of this new moon, is this opportunity to connect more fully with the creative fire and inspiration and light of your true being and your potential to create art in your world and in your life. So now we'll look at the tarot spread that talks a little bit about practical advice for connecting with this alchemy of magic and light. And the first card I'm starting with all the way to the left in the position of body and circumstances is the Tower. And I'm jumping right to the Tower because this indicates the potential for you to experience change and transformation in your life right now. And change and transformation is always a part of alchemy because it's a form of growth and metamorphosis and transformation. The auspices for this astrology chart show the potential for future change and our ability to connect with higher potentials. And so knowing that there's the opportunity for you to embrace and experience transformation in your life right now, whether externally or internally, the card in the position of awareness is the card Love, Bliss, the Two of Cups. And so what this is indicating is, you can see the contrast between the two cards, is that in the position of awareness and your choice of how you show up to events, you have the potential to connect on a very deep level with the experience of union, of emotional strength and harmony, and a kind of dynamic balance between yourself and your circumstances and your connection to Source. And this is a connection that comes from the heart and the feeling and experience of truly being held, truly being cared for, and just experiencing authentic, deep harmony. All the way to the right in the position of Spirit is the Five of Cups, disappointment. The interesting relationship here between these three cards is that Source and Spirit is supporting you in moving through and healing any activations, emotional experiences of disappointment that may surface through changes that you experience or through your circumstances. See if I can say this a little more clearly, that all is being held right now And the central card of love is indicating a coherence with you and source and circumstances and your ability to experience that trust. And in the face of any change or disruption that you may experience, and it could be small, it could be large, Source and Spirit is supporting your ability to hold those natural emotional responses that occur when things appear to be out of balance, so that you can return to balance. And the final card in the spread brings a lot more clarity to this whole process. It's the Aeon. The fourth card brings full circle this story of the current cycle that we're in, because the Aeon represents the highest expression of the alchemy of fire. And the Aeon actually is for the element of fire. And in other decks, you would recognize this card as Judgment. The word Aeon refers to your capacity now to step into big picture and to transcend limiting understandings and limiting views, so that you can be ready and able to receive the biggest and highest that's available. One way to think about the Aeon is your ability to embrace past, present, and future, and hold the long-term big picture view of all of your circumstances, to understand yourself being fully held. The Omega figure here is a reference to the sky goddess Nut, who holds all, who embraces us and holds us. And some say that this card is this is the expression of you as a full co-creator, when you're able to step into embracing the totality of circumstances and release fear and limiting beliefs. Then you are able to fully receive the highest potentials in every moment. And so there's a way in which this new moon feels really mysterious to me, in that there may be deep shifts happening for us. And the expression of these cards is that everything has the potential to feel super magical and powerful right now to you. Even if it's not showing up that way externally, you can trust that feeling inside that things are big and there are big potentials for you. And if you can just connect in the most basic way with your heart, you'll have access to long-term visions and long-term perspectives that will allow you to step into alignment with those potentials. This, of course, is all in preparation for next week's solstice and flowering of new birth of light and new birth of potential for the coming cycle of time. So I wish you much happiness in this new moon and in the coming solstice celebration. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. This is Elizabeth Shermer with an intuitive message for the Grids of Light.